on. The 55-day-long event is a huge security and organization test for Akhilesh Yadav's government. It's a day of festivals across India. In the north, children are flying kites to Makar Sankranti. In South India, people are enjoying Pongal. And the northeast is celebrating Bihu today. First, the top story this hour. India and Pakistan are to hold a brigade-level flag meeting today to try and diffuse tension along the line of control. But even after this was decided, Pakistan violated the ceasefire again last evening. 3 posts in Nangi Tikri forward area along the line of control in Poonch district were fired on after heavy overnight firing in Krishna Ghati subsector in Poonch. The visuals that you can see on your television screens are exclusive to NewsX. Now, mortars were fired from the Pakistani side and Indian soldiers retaliated in a face-off that lasted about 20 minutes. Now, this is the 4th violation of the LOC after the soldiers were savagely killed last Tuesday. At the flag meeting that Pakistan has finally agreed to, the two sides are expected to take up measures to bring the latest simmering tensions to an end. Now, Pakistan has agreed to a flag meeting with India at the LOC in Jammu and Kashmir on Monday. Now, it's an Indian initiative to diffuse tensions between the two neighbors. But in the meantime, Pakistan appears to have a multi-pronged strategy against India, create tension along the line of control, sneak terrorists into the Jammu and Kashmir state and target sarpanches and punches in the valley to undermine the democratic process there.
The provocations seem to take newer dimensions each day, escalating tensions along the line of control and jihadi leaders calling for a full-blown offensive is just one end of the story. Pakistan is working from the inside too, looking to shake democratic foundations in India.
Recent series of attacks on panchayat representatives is the latest in what many believe is Pakistan's multi-pronged strategy to provoke India. According to experts, while on one end trying to create a sense of fear and terror within and also continuously violating ceasefire along line of control, in addition to attacking Indian soldiers, is reflective enough on how Pakistan wants a reaction that would meet its own geopolitical ends.
3 major attacks on sarpanches and the associated democratic administrative machinery in Kashmir since Friday have raised panic and a lashing out at the Omar Abdullah government.
We want to tell whole Kashmir cool nation that we are apologizing and we are, making it clear that we have done some mistakes. That's why we are here and we are, beg a pardon for them people.
जितने भी एमएलए साहिबान हैं, चाहे वो अपोजिशन के हैं, दूसरे हैं, तीसरे हैं, जो भी बात करते हैं, गवर्नमेंट के हैं, अगर वो रियासत के वफादार हैं, अगर वो मुल्क की देशभक्ति का दम भरते हैं, उनको भी अखलाकी तौर कहना चाहिए कि साहब इस वक्त हमारे 5 सरपंच मारे जा रहे हैं, अगर उनको सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, हम भी सिक्योरिटी नहीं रखेंगे, मारे तो मारे सबको.
Drawing a strong political response from the center.
कुछ हमारी सरहदों पर पाकिस्तान कर रहा है, बहुत चिंताजनक है, दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है. सरकार की निगाहें लगी हैं, लेकिन मैं सिर्फ इतना कह सकता हूं कि पाकिस्तान लगातार आग के साथ खिलवाड़ ना करे.
Under Indian and international pressure, Pakistan has agreed to a flag meeting with India on Monday, where India will look for a way forward.
In the army, men in uniform are professionals. We do not decide or take major decisions based on emotions. And since we are a democracy, everything moves in a democratic process.
The reasons are obvious enough. International isolation and a rising army in Pakistan are having their say. The moot question remains, how does take it in the name of peace? With Suhail Bukhari, Bureau Report, NewsX.
A NewsX correspondent caught up with Major General Vijay Khandare, who spoke on a host of issues pertaining to the recent LOC conflict, including Pakistan's allegation that India started the issue by killing its troops in Uri sector. This is a NewsX exclusive.
Line of control continues to be tense amid continued provocations and ceasefire violations by Pakistani troopers, and I'm joined by one of the key men in the scheme of things when it comes to the line of control and Jammu and Kashmir, Major General Vijay Khandari, the General Officer commanding of 19 DU in North Kashmir's Baramulla. General, welcome to NewsX. To start with, you know, Pakistan all through has been alleging and accusing that it all started in Uri, which essentially is your area of responsibility. Did you do so?
You use the right word. They allege. So allegations are never true. So it is an allegation.
Okay. We've moved, it's almost 2 weeks now, continuous ceasefire violations and provocations from Pakistan. The line of control is definitely tense. How bad is the situation even as we speak?
As far as on the Indian side is concerned, we are doing our job the way we are supposed to. We are supposed to be vigilant on the line of control. We are vigilant on the line of control. On the other side, I think they seem to take things a little more serious. Obviously, they have reasons. They have terrorists concentrating across whom they want to push across. So obviously, the tension possibly is more on the other side and not so much from our side.
Well, that brings me to the point. Recently, there were reports suggesting that Pakistan might have used this opportunity of tension along line of control to maybe push in few militants into our side. Are there any credible reports to that effect so far?
It is their job to find ways of pushing in terrorists across the line of control. It is our job to guard the line of control effectively, while they continue to increase the tension so that our attention is diverted. But our troops are very alert, our troops are professional, our troops know how exactly to react to such heightened tension situations. So to that extent, there is absolutely no credible information that they could have sneaked through, and the assurance to the country is that the men are very alert.
Meanwhile, 20 panchs and sarpanchs of the Baramulla district quit on Sunday, that is yesterday, citing threats to their lives in the wake of fresh terror attacks on panchayat members in Jammu and Kashmir. The panchs and sarpanchs of Sopore area in the district announced their resignations in the presence of the media in Srinagar. Now, panic has gripped the panchayat members in the valley after terrorists killed a sarpanch and injured a woman panch in separate attacks on Friday and Saturday. The attacks have led to many panchayat members from Sopore announcing their resignation before the media. However, the government officials said that they have not received any resignation so far. And also a bolt from the blue for the Indian government. The family of Lance Naik Hemraj, India's braveheart who was beheaded by intruders on Tuesday, wants Hemraj's head to be brought back from the Pakistani troops that had killed and beheaded the Indian Army Jawan on Tuesday. But the village members expressed anger, saying that despite Hemraj's sacrifice, no politician or bureaucrat has come forward to meet the family. They also want the central government to give a befitting reply to Pakistan. And Ramkrishna Arya, a UP minister, has been caught napping on essential issues pertaining to the state and the nation. The minister looked completely lost and ill-informed when asked about the fast unto death undertaken by the family members of martyred Mathura resident soldier Hemraj. Hemraj was killed and his body mutilated along with Lance Naik Sudhakar Singh in a cross-LOC raid earlier this week. Hemraj hailed from Mathura and his mother and widow went on a hunger strike in their native Shernagar village, demanding that the government get back the soldiers' severed head. Now, the Pakistani army soldiers took it away as a trophy after the attack. When a reporter asked a question about the tragic standoff, the minister began asking his aides about the status of the case and even sounded like he had no clue what part of the state the martyr hailed from.
नहीं वो कहाँ, ये जिला कौन सा उसका कहाँ बैठा है? मथुरा बैठा है। हम बात करेंगे, जिलाधिकारी से बात करेंगे, बात करेंगे, वो तत्काल देखा है। लाश उसकी आ गई कि नहीं? कभी लाश आती है, कभी नहीं आ पाती है। उसका अंतिम संस्कार भी हो गया। हाँ, तो ऐसा है तो उसको हम बात करेंगे, कलेक्टर से मालूम हो जाएंगे।
होगा ना। All right, my colleague Vishal Thapar is now joining us for more updates on the Indo-Pak flag meet that is going to happen in Poonch today. Vishal, speaking about the flag meet, is of course it is very important, but there have been escalations on Sunday evening along the line of control.
Yes, the 7th ceasefire violation happened yesterday at about a little short of 7 o'clock in the evening. The Pakistan Army opened up fire in the Kishan Ghati sector. So as I said, this is the 7th ceasefire violation since the 6th of January, after which Pakistan has sought to prop up the issue of the line of control. Now, whatever their intention or objective, there is a greater keenness by Pakistan to show that this is a big issue and that there are great tensions along the line of control. As we know, there have also been efforts to provoke a strong reaction from India, which has not happened so far. Now, India believes that there are elements in Pakistan who want to force a huge reaction from India, which would feed their geopolitical objectives at the moment. There also seems to be a pattern to a series of events which have been happening, to a series of anti-India actions which also include spiking up of militant activity and separatist activity in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which includes, as you just mentioned, the killing of the sarpanches and provoking disaffection amongst the local people, trying to set off confrontations between the local people and the security forces. So all this is happening, and the policy decision makers in Delhi are on their toes. The military is simmering. You heard on Saturday the response of the Indian Air Force chief to NewsX queries, where he said that there is a certain sanctity which is there with the line of control and also with the ceasefire, and if this continues to be broken with impunity, there will be a huge pressure on the government of India and the military to explore other options. There are still dangers of the situation escalating, but despite being the victim here, it is India which took upon itself first, to discuss the issue on the military hotline at the levels of the Director General of Military Operations, and then put in a request for a flag meeting in the Rajouri area. Now, this afternoon, about between 12 and 1, the flag meeting will take place between the respective brigade commanders, and they'll try and discuss if there are any local issues which are provoking these ceasefire violations. Now, what also needs to be said is that the January 6th incident happened in the valley part of the ceasefire line, which is Uri, and subsequently, the beheading in Rajouri and all other ceasefire violations have taken place south of the Pir Panjals, in the Mender Poonch sector. So this is an effort by India to sort out any local provocations which may be responsible. But it does seem that there is a bigger design to it. There does seem that there is a pattern, to the Pakistani provocations. And so far India has been extremely, restrained. The establishment in India, particularly the Foreign Minister Salman Khurshid, the National Security Advisor, they're not taking the bait, and they say that there is no need for a drastic review of India-Pakistan ties, although this gruesome incident and this grave provocation will be factored into the talks, and the process.
Right, Vishal. I'm sorry to interrupt you there. So this is a very significant meeting. Of course, the flag meet that is going to take place at 1 in the afternoon in the Poonch district today. Of course, we'll keep tracking all those developments. Thank you so much for those updates, Vishal. Meanwhile, Uttar Pradesh's Khap Panchayats will be opposing the same go-through marriages in the Supreme Court today. The court had asked them to submit their views before it issued any order to stop them from harassing and killing couples in the name of family honor.
Absolutely, the law of the land must prevail. There is no question of them having their own set of rules. They are part of the Indian citizenry, and they have to abide by the law of the land and the constitution. And what they have been doing is absolutely intolerant and against the basic human rights of the boys and the girls who they have been attacking and killing in the name of honor killing.
Well, a meeting of over 200 Khap leaders decided that they were unanimous in their opposition to same go-through marriages. They also stressed that they have never supported honor killings. The meeting also passed 2 resolutions on the issues, and they are set to convey their stand to the Supreme Court today. And in what comes across as yet another rape shocker, much like the Damini case, 6 men have been accused of allegedly raping a 29-year-old woman in Punjab. Now, the 6 accused have been arrested.